Hi, everybody. This is Laurie Young and Kim Solomon, and we're matchmakers at at Sinai. And we just wrapped up a Zoom dating event, and we wanted to make a quick tip video because Kim had a great idea that she wanted to share. So, Kim, take it away.
Okay, here's my tip. Don't wear a poker face if you're interested in the other person. What does that mean? It means that if you're interested in the other person, after that phone date, after that Zoom date or in-person date, they should know that you're going to give a yes. If they're not sure if you're going to give a yes or not, it means that you didn't display enough enthusiasm on the date or give them any kind of indication that you were interested. Laurie, do you know what I hear nearly every other day is that a woman will reach out to me and say that she went on a date with someone, whether it was a Zoom date or an in-person date, and he hasn't reached back out to her, and it's been 2, 3 days. And so then I'll reach out to the guy and I'll ask, what's going on here? So-and-so hasn't heard from you. And often they'll say, really, I didn't even know she was interested in me. I'm surprised that she's, inquiring. I had no reason to think she was interested. So here's what I'll say. The truth of the matter is for you men who are listening, assume that if a woman doesn't tell you she's not interested, doesn't ghost you, or the matchmaker doesn't tell you she's not interested, you can assume that she is interested as long as she is responding to your messages. However, women, I will tell you that you want the man to know that you are interested, whether that means at the end of the date, making good eye contact and saying, I had a really nice time. I hope to hear from you in the future. This was a really lovely date, something like that. Or you could even send a text message if in your circles it's appropriate to do so, to text after the date. Send a text message saying, thank you so much for the lovely evening. Let them know you had a nice time and you hope to hear from them. But if the other side is surprised, some couples, I don't know if you hear this, sometimes a person in a shidduch is actually surprised that the other
Mhm.
person gave a yes. Have you seen that ever, Laurie?
Yes, 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 yes. And Kim, I think that tip is so important. I've had a guy who told me, she didn't thank me for the date. So if a guy takes you out, picks you up, spends money on you, whatever, you know, the end, show your gratitude and say thank you. And I agree with Kim. Um, I had a really nice time. Let them know. And they should know through the date if you're having a nice time. If you didn't have a good time, Kim, and you do not, definitely not want to see the person again, what should the woman do at the end of the
I'm
date?
glad you brought that up, Laurie. So your example of thanking them, I think that even if you're not interested, you should still thank them. That just shows proper gratitude, Hakar Satov, and that's appropriate. So there's a difference between being courteous, which you should be, even if you're not interested, being courteous, and actually expressing that you are interested. So if you're not interested, and at the end of the day, you could say, thank you very much, for this lovely meal, or thank you for the cup of coffee. Thank you for your generosity. It was nice to meet you. If you are interested, what you want to say is something like, I had a really nice time. This was really pleasant. I hope to hear from you, or I hope we can be in contact later.
I think a woman could also say, thank you for the date. I'll be in touch with the Shadchan.
I don't
And
know, Laurie, if that's enough for the guy to know
no,
that
if
she's
she
interested.
wants to end the date, if she
Right,
definitely doesn't
correct.
want to see him again, only if but if she wants to see him, she should tell him because women really need to step up their interest in the men if they have an interest in the man, because men need to feel it and they need to feel it from the woman that she is interested.
Yes, Lori, I'm glad you brought that up. If a man knows a woman is interested in him, it will increase his likelihood to want to continue.
I was talking to a guy for a half hour and I said to him, she really kind of thinks you're the one. And he said, really? He had no idea. That shouldn't be that he had no idea. You know, she's got to express a little bit more enthusiasm and excitement about the shidduch for him to know how much he really is into her. That's
You
what I
know,
think.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to say, Lori, I feel like there's a lot of information out there that make women think they should play hard to get. And I really have seen the exact opposite in my experience of doing this for so long. The men do tend to not like it when a woman plays hard to get. They find it, you know, they don't want to chase. They want to, what makes them interested in the woman and helps them to feel chemistry is her expressing her interest and enthusiasm. Many women do what we call mirroring or following the lead, which means that she'll simply respond to him. So if he messages her, she'll respond to him. If he wishes her a good Shabbos, she'll wish him a good Shabbos back. But she won't initiate any messages. Sometimes the men will say to me that they message the woman they're dating, how are you doing? And she'll just say, fine, thanks. So that's mirroring. You want to give back more. So if someone texts you saying, how are you doing? I'm great. Thank you. Let me share some positive things that happened in my day today. Basically answer a closed-ended question as if it was an open-ended question. That's how you can
Wonderful.
help build chemistry.
That's fantastic, Kim. And also, women should initiate some texts after the first couple dates. As soon as you feel like something's happening, and we've talked about this before. I think people have different texting styles. I just have a couple going out now where the guy's been texting and the woman's taking 24 hours to answer.
Ooh.
And the guy, like, I just don't get this. I think it's different styles. And I think they need to talk about it. But women, go ahead and text the guy because it makes them feel good. Just like when he texts you, it makes you feel good. When you're at that point in the relationship that you want to have a texting relationship. And Kim, we said this was going to be quick. So let's say goodbye and hope people enjoy this message. Bye bye.
Thanks, Laurie.